I know you do. You do your research. Yeah, we did a slow-mo replay. We should have made like a little video clip of it. I don't know if the camera's recorded actually though. That would have been a good little reel to put up.
Can you see Duarte out there at all? The shorts numbers are a bit hard to read. Alright.
Ladies and gentlemen, 15 minutes until kickoff. 7:30 p.m. tonight's Senol NPLM Victoria clash. It is your grand Gully Cavaliers at home tonight against Heidelberg United. 7:30 kickoff, so you've got 15 minutes to grab yourself something from the canteen. Food and drinks are available. Also, get your Gully merchandise as well. Get yourself out in green and white. More importantly, bring the noise for our boys tonight, just like we're about to as well. This one is for the Gully boys out there right now, about to get into the tunnel very shortly for a big Senol NPLM Victoria clash. Live this way, folks. We're going to Good luck to our boys in green tonight. Green and Gully Cavaliers fans. We're going to need everything that you have got tonight. And Green and Gully Reserve, a very big welcome to our visitors as well from Heidelberg United. A little bit of time now, about 10 minutes until kickoff, where you grab those last bits of food and drink as we meet our two teams for this evening's match. Time for you to make some noise. Let's meet your visitors team for Heidelberg United. Starting in goal, number 1, Yaron Sosa. The captain, number 3, Benjamin Collins. Number 4, Ryan Leckley. Number 6, Anthony Liziotis. Number 7, Fletcher Fulton. Number 8, Marcus Wilbert. Number 9, Kieran Bradwell. Number 10, Sahi Yokokawa. Number 17, Jay McGowan. Number 18, Anthony Theo. And number 20, Max Cisetto. On the substitute bench, number 11, Angus Taylor. Number 14, Akil Rafi. Number 15, Chuck Dow. Number 21, Ethan Sardellis. Number 22, Ashton Bonsall. And number 27, Nicholas Zimos. And now let's meet your starting 11 for your Green Gully Cavaliers. Starting in goal, number 1, Luka Robic. Number 2, John McDougall. Number 5, Jalala Day. Number 7, Kerr. Number 11, Scott Lockhead. Number 16, Josh Hope. Number 17, Elian Kifley. Number 21, Thomas Rundle. Number 23, Oscar Carlson. Number 24, Cooper Head. And number 25, Diego Cuba. On the substitute bench for your boys in green, number 8, Ashton Alawaya. Number 9, Bilal Hobby. Number 15, Michael Lazarus. Number 18, Nathan Symes. Number 19, Daniel Capecci. And number 22, Jonathan Cohen. One more time, give it up for your boys in green and white. The mighty Green Gully Cavaliers!
Looks one more come last week. That's like
welcome everyone watching the Senol NPL Victoria live stream for the round 14 clash between Green Gully and Heidelberg United here at Green Gully Reserve. Both sides desperate for a win, but for different reasons, as both outfits sit well and truly at the opposite ends of the table so far this season. The home side still searching for their first win of the year, as despite going in front last week against Melbourne City, they fell to a 3-1 loss. 2 quick-fire goals from Marcus Humbert and Jay McGowan put Heidelberg in good stead, but they weren't able to stop Maki Petrados' brace as they had to settle a point away at Bentley. My name is Aristotle Tarkos. I'm joined by Steve Curtin. Steve, thank you very much for joining me on what is set to be a beautiful night for football, as we're getting a light show by the looks of things.
That's right, all part of the fun at Keilor Downs here, Ari, as these players are out there ready for what could be a surprise belter of a game tonight. You just never know. Heidelberg stung by that situation where they've seen red tape kick them out of potential Asian footballing adventure. Green Gully having their worst start to an NPL Victoria season, or their worst start to a season in the club's history. But let's take a look at those lineups, Ari, and Green Gully, well, they make 2 changes, Andy Vargas' side. Luka Romic continues in goal. Cooper Head comes into that 3 central defence to sit alongside Judd McDougall and Jalil Regay. Thomas Werndl will be the left wing back. Coming in at right wing back is Ali Kiflay. In midfield it's Oscar Carlson and Diego Cuba. Ahead of them the inside left is Kirk Kerr. The inside right is Josh Hope. And Scott Lockhead will be the nominal number 9. On the bench for Andy Vargas tonight, Ashton Alawalia, Bilal Habib, Nathan Symes, Jonathan Kolev, Michael Lazaris and Daniel Capechi. And there's changes as well for John Anastasiadis. Aaron Souza continuing in goal, but Anthony Theo comes in at right back in place of Carl O'Sullivan. The rest of the defence stays the same with the captain Ben Collins, Ryan Lethlean and Fletcher Fulton. In midfield it's Marcus Humbert, Anthony Lesiotis, the attacking midfielder Asahi Yokokawa. On the flanks, Jay McGowan on the right, Max Besetto on the left, and Kieran Bramwell comes in for Nico Duarte, who drops out of the squad. On the bench tonight for the Burgers, Angus Taylor, Akil Raffi, Shock Dow, Ethan Sardellis, Ashton Bonsall, and the youngster Nicholas Simos. We are almost all ready for kick-off here, Ari. Our man in the middle tonight is Alex Nikolowski, assisted by Martin John, Luke Vaya, and Lazaros Pantelides is the 4th official in front of us, and we are all set for kick-off as the fans are making their way into the venue, Ari.
A lot of yellow and black there in the grandstand, Heidelberg. We all know the support they bring, both at home and away. The last time these two faced off here in Melbourne's northwest, it was a 3-0 win for Heidelberg, with 2 of the goal scorers, Ben Collins and Asai Yokokawa, in the starting 11 for tonight's match. There's an early high press from Kieran Bramwell. Puts the home side on the back foot early, on the far side, with Kiflay, short for Kerr. Trying to control it down. Back into the middle now, through out wide on this near side for Werndl. Coming across was Anthony Theo, playing it forward for McGowan. Coming across. And an early corner potentially on offer for Heidelberg it is.
Good work there from Werndl early. He had a really good first half last week, and he'll be looking to pick up where he left off in that first 45 against Melbourne City. Couldn't keep that one from going across the byline though, so first chance for Humbert to swing this one in.
It will be the former Melbourne City man with the left-footed effort to the back post. Lethlean's there, getting a head on it, forcing in for Bramwell!
What an opportunity for Kieran Bramwell.
Flashing across the face of goal with venom. Deemed to be another corner, deflection on the way through, and that might have been the only thing stopping it from rattling the back of the net inside 90 seconds, give or take. Humbert again on the far side. In-swinger first time out, looks to be an out-swinger, has Lesiotis short, on the edge for Fulton, all alone. Left foot effort to flex back to him, but he can't get it under control, and the counter could be on offer here for the home side, but Lesiotis doing well enough to nullify that danger.
Green Gully pinned back in the opening minutes. They've got to weather the storm here. Here's Ben Collins, who scored in this fixture at Keilor Downs last year. It's a raking switch of play to find Fulton, who's pushed up, so we're going to see that a feature. Fulton, the left back, and Anthony Theo, who gets his chance at right back today, are going to be pushing up high to try and occupy the wing backs. Not even try and double team the wing backs. You can see on this near side Anthony Theo and Jay McGowan causing a bit of a headache for Thomas Werndl when the ball comes out to this side.
we were saying pre-match, not many teams play back three in this league, so it is good. It is an interesting tactical setup that Andy Vargas has implemented over the last couple of weeks, and with the changes, we were debating whether or not he would maintain that, and it looks like he has, as they get an opportunity for a first foray forward early on, as Lockhead tries to slip the ball through, couldn't quite, coming across, brilliant tackle from Anthony Theo, and Basetto maintaining possession not once but twice, and they're fouled by Carlson, tracking back almost directly in the middle of the park.
Yeah, look hungry tonight, don't they, Heidelberg? You can tell that the frustration of their dream of playing in Asia is something that's really upset them this week, and it's upset a lot of people with petitions to reinstate them, doing the rounds at the moment. I'm sure everyone who's a fan of the underdog would like to see that happen. Whether it can or not is a whole other thing, but the club is protesting or appealing the decision. Basetto, just a little 9-iron, it's headed away. It's by Regag, falls for Fulton. Basetto not on the same page as the Tasmanian, and it runs harmlessly out of play, and Green Gully can regroup here, and they need to, because they are under severe pressure in the opening 3 minutes here at Green Gully Reserve tonight, Ari.
It's the expected trend of the game. Heidelberg, the obviously more dominant side, especially in the league, although they haven't been in the same rich vein of form as they were for the majority of last season. Only one win in their last 3 against the severely depleted South Melbourne side in the Community Shield a fortnight ago. So they will be looking to get back on the winners' books and start getting a little bit of a more consistent form heading into this kind of middle portion, back third of the season.
Well, they would have been so disappointed dropping points at Kingston Heath last Friday night. It's the kind of game that they would have penciled that one in for the 3 points with their usual expectations on such a strong, high-performing team under John Anastasiadis, that they've shown their quality through season 2025, and their performances have been maybe a little bit more up and down this year, which is understandable after that epic campaign of 50-plus games last year. But you might see a chance here for Basetto. He's getting in behind, and Bramwell's got the simplest of opportunities, and Bramwell takes it with 2 hands. Heidelberg racing away out of sight in the first 5 minutes. It's a terrible start for Gully, but they've really copped the full wrath of a Heidelberg side that's had some bad news during the week, and they've hit back here with dramatic effect. Kieran Bramwell not wasting any time getting on the score sheet.
That is his 3rd goal of the season, his first start since very early on in the year.
Good boys, hey, keep this up! Yes,
and some words of encouragement from the away technical area, and you don't blame them. It has been a scintillating start by the Burgers, and they had a big chance from Bramwell not too long ago, which flashed across the face of goal, and they found a yard of space, and the cutback, it was the easiest of finishes, and they have taken the very early lead and the home side on the back foot early.
Yeah, and hats off to Max Basetto. He's been dangerous early in this one. He's had a tough year where he's been out of the team with injury early in the year, and he's had to bide his time coming back off the bench, and got the assist last week at Kingston Heath for Jay McGowan's goal, and he gets the early assist here as well. He just shows you the quality in that front 3 that he has, Max Basetto. Really good at losing his marker, and well, the ball to Bramwell was excellent. And that's exactly what Kieran Bramwell needs to boost his confidence. I fancy Ari. He's something of a confidence player, is Kieran Bramwell, as that ball is just crossed the touchline in front of us. Assistant referee Martin John, who got the bear hug from Jalil Regag this time last week. He's not sure if he's going to see a repeat of that tonight, but he's been sent out here to Keilor Downs to see if we see that again. If it does happen again, we will clip that up as a little reel and put it up on Instagram, Ari. That has to happen, the little love affair between Jalil Regag and Martin John.
It's all about the viral content.
I think what we're saying, though, Kieran Bramwell, it's a bit of pressure on him tonight coming in for Nico Duarte. He needs to take his chance, and that was the best thing that could happen for him there. He didn't quite take that earlier chance that he had. He really put his foot through it, but he wasn't going to miss from there, was he?
And to capitalise well after that very early chance. He's been involved early, and with no natural experienced 9 on the bench with Duarte out of the squad, you would expect him to play a fair share of minutes tonight as the ball goes out for a throw on the far side, which Fulton will go over to take. So they're looking to isolate their left-hand side, Fulton and Basetto. Basetto involved in the first goal, as well as with the overlapping runs from a Yokokawa. Lesiotis dropping deep to collect the throw, and does. inside for Yokokawa, but the flag is up on the near side.
Yeah, interesting seeing Cooper Head coming in as one of the 3 central defenders tonight, Ari, in that role that Amenholm Karmas occupied last week. So Karmas and Pisani, if you have just joined us, both of them out of the squad altogether. The 2 players that started last week. It's the 2 changes for Andy Vargas with Ali Kiflay, a midfield player who's been tasked with playing as the right wing back tonight.
Cooper Head, former South Melbourne player, came from South Melbourne in the off-season and needs to make an impact in an appearance tonight as the ball from Bramwell tries to find the marauding run of Jay McGowan, but a bit too ambitious. He's very quick, Jay McGowan, but probably not that quick to make up that yardage. But again, another instance of a ball in behind, the ball to the feet of Bramwell, and then the flick on in behind, and the return run looking to cause some danger for the home side as the ball out. Kiflay on the far side is beautiful, and he has a bit of space to roam now. A short ball for Lockhead on, tries to go further for Kerr, but stepping in front was Fulton. And the return ball unable to manufacture anything from the away side as Romic's ball back out to Kiflay, but not quite keep it under control. As again on that left hand side, Heidelberg pressing. Fulton quick with the throw, goes in the direction of Bramwell, but intercepted by Cuba. Kiflay forward for Kerr, has hope in the middle, ignores him and takes it away from Fulton and Lesiotis. A foul for a shirt tug on the Gully forward. Here is Head. Near side for Reggae. Game sitting at a standstill. Home side looking to take a little bit of the sting, a little bit of the fiery nature out of it early to try and get back into it. Kiflay turning the ball over here for Yokokawa, but coming across was Head and seeing it out of play.
Plenty of action going on around the grounds tonight. We'll keep you across the scores. The simultaneous kickoff is down at Kingston. Heath Bentley Greens sitting in 10th place against 8th place George Cross. So that feels a bit like a 6-point game, that one. That's still 0-0 when we checked a short time ago. Kicking off very soon, Dandy City and St Albans. That's the 7:45 game. Plenty more football coming up Saturday, Sunday and Monday night this week, as was the case last round as well. Theo finds Fulton, the left back, who's ducked into a central position. So keep an eye on those movements of the Heidelberg left back there if you're tuning in at home. Some interesting tactical patterns as Fulton gets on the end of this one, and his shot is deflected. That could have gone anywhere, and it's behind for a corner. Gully can breathe a sigh of relief there. Well, Fulton coming inside and losing his marker.
And it was the man who normally plays inside, Anthony Lesiotis, occupying that left sort of half space on that left flank and playing the beautiful ball through for the fullback. And the shot looked to be on target, but a deflection sees it out for a corner, which Humber will take the third of the game and the third for the away side. This one does go in the box. Effort to the back post. Rising there was Collins, but cleared away for a throw in this near side. No, done well to keep it in, and Josh Hope can take the ball forward. Kerr looking to break in behind the lines, and he does. Tracking back is Fulton, and sliding in brilliantly is Fulton, and winning the throw is Fletcher Fulton. Doing some damage up one end and minimising damage up the other.
He's such an all-action player he's become since being converted from a winger to a left-back under John Anastasiadis at Olympic Village after the Tasmanians' previous NPL experience at Moreland City. Here's McGowan. He's going to switch it out wide. Doesn't really hit anyone lace out, but there's plenty of space out there for Seto to come and pick up and pick out Lesiotis. So Gully just need to get their foot on the ball at the moment, but they're being pinned back. They're out of possession, and the territorial advantage is massively favouring the right of screen, the northern end of the venue that Heidelberg are attacking tonight, as Basseto's over to pick this one up in front of the players' race. So watch for these movements off the ball here. It's Yokokawa. He's closed down by Cooper Head. So it's Head, the right-hand side of that three-pronged defence. Dougal in the middle, Brigade on the left. Going to be working overtime tonight, you fancy, if this opening is anything to go by. Yokokawa, it's a good challenge. Head, they concede. They couldn't lose a count of corners, Ari. It must be up to 5 corners already, if not 4 at least.
And Marcus Humbert taking it once again. Short. Lesiotis. Fulton now. Clipping the ball to the back post. Lethland is there and nearly getting on the end of it. But it might have been Josh Hope, the man to just get there a fraction of a second before him.
Good vertical lead from Josh Hope there. I thought it was Judge Dougal for a second because of the superior height, but it was Hope who jumped higher than his taller central defender.
He's an athlete in the centre of the park doing some defensive work. Hasn't been able to work himself into the game from an offensive perspective. There's another corner now for the away side. Ball all the way to the back post. Collins is there again, relatively unchallenged, but coming across was Kerr and Hope again, who can gather and can take the ball forward.
Hope's dominating in these penalty area duels at the set pieces they're defending.
Let's hope that he can do that up the other end as well if they get an opportunity. He's shown his talent in the air.
Just say, Jay.
Got that great assist last week. He was so close to scoring in the first half as well. Surprisingly, he has updated himself on the score sheet. 8 goals last season, 6 the year before. Into the second half of the season now. We've only played everyone once. Managed to trouble the scorers yet this year. Touch Werndl, trying to combine with Cuba, who had to slide in to make that ball, and he took a piece of Yokokawa in the process. Play on was the call from our match referee, Mr. Kowalski.
Kawasaki, come on.
Yokokawa is just getting back up onto his feet. Celebrates his 24th birthday on Tuesday, and a lot of the Japanese hockey midfielders just looks like he's just coming into form this important time of the year with the fixtures coming thick and fast in the league and cup. Of course, the Burgers will be playing for a spot in the national round of the Australia Cup and the Doherty semis on Tuesday night when they take on the Bentley Greens, and they'll hope to get the job done against them after only getting a 2-2 when they met last Friday night.
It's always strange when you play an opponent twice in quick succession. The psychology, the tactics, the mind games. So we all know what can happen. Also, what happened in the first game. We'll be interested to see what changes are made for the game on Tuesday night. There's the ball inside for Yokokawa, now for Anthony Theo. Looking to get onto his left foot as McGowan behind him for support. Ends up using him with Yokokawa. Back for McGowan, making his way into the box. Ball across the face of goal, nearly there for Bramwell. Stepping in front was McDougall. And there for Collins. McGowan couldn't quite get it under control. Again, Heidelberg regain possession in the middle third and look to press the home side back. Theo. Bramwell made a running behind, was ignored.
Jay, movement! Movement, Jay!
And again, almost at a standstill. Theo looking to get past. Carlson, who does really well to retain possession in a very industrious little challenge there with Anthony Kerr. They can take the ball out on the far side with Head. Dropping inside his Kerr, ignored. And again, looking to just maintain a little bit more control. It's been played at games, has been played at a little bit of a frantic pace, which probably does suit Heidelberg with their attacking talents. So maybe looking to shut the game down a little bit, get it under control. There's Werndl now. Ball for Lockhead was good. Makes his way towards the ball line, cutting across for Kerr. Left-footed effort! Sozer across the face, brilliant save. Parried it right into the path of his fullback, and Fulton was there to clear. The first real chance for the home side tonight.
Yeah, great moment there for Andy Vargas' side. Again, they've been working on that over the last few weeks since Vargas has come in. Take charge, trying to get those overloads down the flanks. Lockhead getting involved again. And it was a good strike by Kerr. It wasn't too far away from making it 1-1 with their very first attempt of the game and their first entry in the penalty area, if I'm right, Ari, as well.
It was a very well-worked passage of play. From the centre-backs out to the full-back, combining with Lockhead, who does run the channels. We all know how industrious in the sense he is in doing that. Theo, McGowan has Humbert short, works himself into a jam and works himself into a foul.
Would you say Lockhead's playing, I know this role was very popular and it's maybe not talked about so much, would you say he's actually playing that classic false 9 role where he starts as the nominal central forward, but he moves around a lot, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's that dropping deep, combining with the midfield, and then turning and burning in a sense into the channel ball to get the balls across the face of goal. When you have the pacing behind of Kerr and the talent on the edge of the box of Hope, it's not the worst tactic and probably the best way to kind of express his talents. It's Theo now. As McGowan goes inside for Humbert. Turns onto his left foot, a yard of space. Away from Cuba. In for Yokokawa. Back onto his right. McGowan. Ball into the box. He's not bad. Humbert's there!
Well played. Well
He got a
played.
fair pace of that, but couldn't direct it below the crossbar.
What a great ball.
Great ball. Great ball.
Gowan just put that in there and he said, there you go, son, put your noggin on that. And Marcus Humbert, well, he almost had his third of the season there. He did so well to ram home that goal. After Bentley was not able to properly clear their lines last week, and well, he would have made it 2 goals in as many matches with that one. Just couldn't quite keep the header down. Complete midfielder. Here's Marcus Humbert. He's added the goal-scoring threat to his intelligent play with and without the ball, and looking forward to seeing him to continue and develop as an even better all-round midfield player.
Almost the perfect box-to-box midfielder in a sense.
It's a position that maybe with the modern day, the 6, the 8, the 10, maybe that's gone out of fashion a bit, but he can really play that role. He looks like, even with his haircut, it looks like he could have been playing maybe in the 90s or late 80s even.
Old-fashioned footballer, but with the talents of the new age. Fulton across the face, couldn't quite find Brown.
It's an all-business look, isn't it? That's another good moment for Fulton getting forward again, and he's causing headaches. And Kifley, who's been selected to play as that wing-back, he's got his hands full. He's probably much more comfortable playing in the centre of the park, so he's going to defend those wide areas tonight, Kifley, and it's going to be a challenge for him. So the throw-in comes in, it's flicked on, and it's going to be an easy touch for Romic, who hasn't had much of a chance to warm the palms tonight. He's had to pick one ball out of his net already. Wasn't much he could do about it, as Lethlean wins the header quite easily, and back to goal here is Maxi Bassetto.
Open up there. Open up.
Open up. Switch the play from left to right here. By Lethlean as he strides out of the defence. First time ball by Fulton. Sets a pass to Bassetto, and he might get around his man. And it was a Cooper head again under pressure. He did just enough, and it's yet another Heidelberg corner. We're going to have double figures within the first 20 minutes.
I think that's number 6. I think we were talking about Marcus Humbert just before. I think the majority of his touches have come from corner opportunities, as he plays this one short for Lesiotis. Right-footed effort into the box, cleared away emphatically, but out for Fulton. Theo. Set back into the box. Humbert making that run. Couldn't quite get there, but a force from Bramwell. Left-footed effort, deflected and cleared. Out for Kerr. Carlson's there. Couldn't quite get under control, and Lesiotis does well. Forward for Humbert. Inside for McGowan. Turns on the right. Not a bad effort. Well, it looked not bad off the boot, but faded well and truly wide and over. Lukarovic has got.
Did look good off the boot as well. I was waiting for that one to maybe nestle in the top right corner where the Spiders live, but it was a long way off, so much so that referee Nikolowski has summoned 4th official Lazaros Mantzlidis for the spare ball. I hope you're enjoying this contest in the Senol NPL Victoria. So round 14 of the competition tonight. It's just 11 degrees here at Keilor Towns. Steve Curtin and Murray Stamtakos talking you through this one, and it's been an impressive start by the Burgers as Gully have tried to get themselves back into the contest in the last 5 minutes after they were stung by that 5th minute strike from Bramwell, and it was all set up by Max Bassetto down the left. And Kieran Bramwell, that all-important goal to boost the confidence. There's no Nico Duarte in the squad tonight for John Anastasiadis. This is a good ball to find Yokokawa. Clever from Bassetto. It's going to try and get on the end of this. It's just not quite zip for Heidelberg. Now it does. Theo, I've seen him shoot from distance before when he had Fraser Rise against Georgies. He hit the post from a similar area as that. Here's Humbert. Clever ball between the wing-back and the central defender. And took out the photographer down there in the corner. Did Tom Werndl, and Heidelberg weren't super happy with the challenge on McGowan or the photographer, but it's going to be a goal kick nonetheless. Brave game, being a matchday photographer, Ari.
It's the dangers. It's the dangers.
Keep going, boys. Well done. Well done.
Such a clever ball by Humbert just to bait the defenders, just try and draw them in and then play it behind them.
Leftlane rising from the Romich goal kick, down for Basetto, turning away from Kerr, just letting Kiflay, but losing possession, and Kerr skipping away from Lesiotis. He tries to search the ball inside for Hope. Flings his arms in disappointment as it only finds the man in the yellow shirt. Theo can bring the ball forward now on this near side. McGowan just tried to definitely play into the path of Bramwell. Find him and cleared away emphatically, out for a throw. Speaking of no Nick Duarte in the squad, no Kyle O'Sullivan in the squad as well tonight for the away side. So Anthony Theo starts, and you'd think will play significant minutes, as will potentially Kieran Bramwell. Both players with the clearest maybe competition for spots, you would say, maybe alongside Basetto and Dow on the left-hand side.
It might be a chance to see some of the younger players that we haven't seen as much of for John Anastasiadis' team tonight. Maybe, I don't know if there's maybe one eye on the cup football coming up on Tuesday, given that they're pretty confident that they should get the win tonight. So it remains to be seen. And there's some talent on the Green Gully bench as well, including Bibb in particular, a name that you'd think would be starting. We thought maybe he could be under an injury cloud, but other reasons why he's on the bench. Here's Lesiotis, McGowan, Theo. Good combinations here on the edge of the area for the Burgers. Trying to escort it over the byline was Thomas Wernell. He's done pretty well, and the photographers survived intact this time. Not sure who that photographer is down there. It's definitely not Mark Avellino. Looks like a couple of years his junior. There's Kiflay out wide in front of the spectators on the far side. Space for Kerr, who broke his Green Gully duck last week. Kiflay was looking to turn like Zinedine Zidane in the box there, but he lost possession. And look at the turn of pace here from Max Basetto. He is loving being back out there in the starting lineup for the Burgers. You can see it. He's playing some great football and he's looking fully fit, and it's great to see Max out there doing so well again. Around the grounds, it's 0-0 down at Kingston Heath between the Bentley Greens and Caroline Springs George Cross. Those two sides that know each other so well from second-tier football, in particular last season. No nonsense from the West Aussie Judd McDougall, and he puts that one out onto the junior training pitch where the floodlights are still turned on at the moment. I think that was just the left of the corner flag, which will mean that it is a throw this time and not a corner kick. Well, I could be mistaken.
Number 7.
Here's Humbert again into the area. Tried to lead his opponent to merry dance. It's all yellow shirts back here as Theo and Fulton, the two full backs, are able to raffle it.
Stay bin.
Theo played it forward. Not sure who it was aimed for. Lesiotis was at full stretch but couldn't get on the end of it. Lane. Is coming from Josh Hope.
Yeah,
Josh Hope. He's had a couple of defensive headers from corners, but he hasn't had the ball at his feet barely at all tonight so far. It's McGowan, who's switched flanks with Basetto. Yokokawa, Bramwell now. His first touch was just behind him, but he sets up Theo. Selfish option. Theo's shot was blocked. So Green Gully is just trying to really park the bus and bunker down here. Getting men behind the ball. It was clever from Yokokawa to Basetto. Tried to cross it on the half volley. There's going to be a high degree of difficulty there.
Getting in behind using the pace of Senol NPLM. It's causing the back 4, 5 or 3 of the home side just so much danger and worry. They just can't deal with it right now. McGowan now takes it down from under on his chest. Lesiotis. Wide for Fulton. There's a lot of space to maybe get the cross into the box, but back for Lesiotis. There's the overlapping run of Yokokawa on offer and tries to find him, but intercepted. And Hope now can take the ball forward for Kerr, who's in a genuine one-on-one with Ben Collins. As Leftlane and Lockhead track back, it's Kerr turning onto his left foot and hitting it. And Collins with a crucial block, meaningful block, as a force for hope. For Carlson. All the way back for McDougall in the middle. Out for Kiflay. And that was again a massive chance there for the home side on the counter-attack, using the pace of Kerr just couldn't quite get beyond the experience Ben Collins.
It was very similar to that first goal that Mackie Petrato scored for Bentley against Heidelberg last week, where you see the fullbacks, they play such a big role in the attack that if there is a quick turnover, they can end up being exposed almost 1v1 against Collins or left wingers. It was Collins on that occasion. John Anastasio, so he really backs in his central defenders to be able to be calm and just delay the opponent, not to dive in, not to do anything rash, not to get themselves sent off. And you can see Collins there under pressure, but it was textbook defending. He just delayed it. Kerr eventually played it, attempted to strike it straight into Collins, and by their numbers it got back, and the danger had averted. But look, it's a risky tactic, but it's exciting as well, because it means they're getting a lot of men forward, but they are potentially vulnerable on a counter-attack to a side that is rapid enough to take advantage of that, Ari.
It's those half chances that they just need to take, they need to capitalise on. And you're not going to get many of those against a team that likes to dominate possession, likes to control the game, and is very good at exploiting space when given. They're pressing now all the way back to Collins, which sprays it out to left foot. Fulton dropping in centrally for now as a centre-back. Carries the ball forward for Yokokawa, who tries to slip it through there for McGowan. Couldn't quite get there. Fulton back to where it came from McGowan, who flicks it on beautifully for Yokokawa, who in a central area now, lays it out for Humbert, just ever so slightly behind him, but wins it. A beautiful 50-50 ball in the left-footed effort. Well and truly over the bar, onto the hill, and
just about made it into the Taylor Street there, Ari. We were just looking at the reaction of John Anastasiadis there. He put his head in his hands and slumped down a little bit when he saw that Humbert decided to take on that shot. We've given him a big back in this game, Marcus Humbert, but that's probably not the best option to take on the shot there.
They show the player that he's willing to take on a shot like that, and has another opportunity here, but this play there for Yokokawa, but just behind him, much to the dismay of John Anastasiadis. Maybe a laser pointing in the back of Marcus Humbert's head with those steely eyes. Wouldn't want to be on the end of spray from John.
No, it could be worse than having an actual laser pointer coming in your eyes, Ari. Really good point you make a moment ago. Gully really have to just, any half chance they get, such as that Kirker opportunity 1v1 with Collins before, or an opportunity they created building up in the left, they have to just take that next chance that comes up. They simply have to, and then it might just give them some confidence to get a bit of momentum up. But at the moment they're defending again here. Cooper heads header, it's further away by Werndl. Sat up a little bit high in front of Josh Hope. He played it out to Kerr. One way, then the other, and then back the other way again.
Max, turn your head!
And Gully play through this defensive block of the Burgers. That's the next question. They've tried to hit them on the break a couple of times. Can they get through the set defence? This will be the real test. Here's Hope dropping a little bit deeper.
What's it there? What's the run? What's the run?
Werndl available. Werndl decided to take off up the flank, so best option is Kiflay. It's a very good pass to find him, but he just sort of lost his footing in the process of trying to control that one, Ali Kiflay. Chance for Cuba. So some better signs here as Rockhead comes out of that central forward position to take the ball, skips past one challenge. He just went straight into a nest of yellow shirts there, and Collins can easily bring the ball away.
They defend with numbers. They track back so diligently and quickly. While it potentially doesn't allow for the quick counter-attack that most sides want, they're more than comfortable with playing the ball slowly up from the fence. As the ball from Theo tries to find a run of Bramwell. The falls now for Hope. Back turn towards Oziotis, tries to get the foot in, but good enough to gain possession. On his near side. Back for Reggae. McDougall out for Het. So they have those three centre halves as well as Cuba and Carlson. So there is the ability to work their way out slowly, methodically through the defence. So the ball dropping deep, Lockhead playing it out for Kiflay. Just a little bit of an ambitious ball. Fulton has been superb tonight. Another example of that, striking back, clearing the ball out. But maybe it is this controlled possession for the home side that can get them back into the game, can take the sting out of it a little bit. Werngle inside for Hope. Isolated there by Humbert. Basetto. Turning away from Basetto with Josh Hope. Turning away from Yokokawa, but stepping in there was Lesiotis, as he has done so often, so many times. A brick wall to get past. It's Cuba. In for Lockhead. Has Kiflay through the lines, ignores it for Hope. Just slowly trying to find the gap, working from side to side, trying to break through this Heidelberg back line. Flicked past from Lockhead was ambitious and didn't quite find a man in green and white. A game of pinball, it seems, at the moment. Turnover to turnover to turnover. And now it settles with Collins and left lane out on the far side.
Disappointing from Cuba there. Reading the game well and picking up that ball, but he couldn't pick out Werndl with the pass. He just gave it straight back. They've been working hard to get back in possession, but they're holding the ball a little bit. It might not be perfect, and it might be something that you'd call U-shaped possession going around and around, but it's better than no possession at all, which was what Gully were experiencing, particularly in that first 15 minutes or so of this one. In the last 15 minutes or so, they really worked their way back into it. Here they go again, getting into the Burgers half. Kerr with the challenge of Collins. Bounces for Carlson. Here's McDougall, who's enjoying playing that role between the two central defenders. He's almost like an old-fashioned sweeper. He's not quite Franz Beckenbauer of Keilor Downs, but he's offering up something a little bit different in that position. It feels a bit like a throwback position you don't see too often these days, with the standard back four is almost bulk standard these days. Here he is again, the West Aussie. He plays it forward, but it's straight to Fulton's head. There's a chance for Hope. Switch of play. Heads dropped deep, and his pass is a little bit behind Thomas Werndl. Just allowed time for the yellow shirt to get back behind the ball, of which now every single Heidelberg player is defensive side of the football.
Yeah, Maxie, yeah!
Some impressive signs, though, from Gully. They're keeping the ball now. I really think they can see themselves getting a bit of confidence and maybe getting back into this game before half-time somehow, even against the odds.
Well, I think that's the key for them, to control possession, take the frantic nature out of it, and to work their way slowly through the lines. They have the players to do so. Lockhead, Hope, Carlson, players that can get on the ball, can make something happen. And trying to maybe overload that centre of the park where Lesiotis can be left a little bit exposed by the marauding central midfield runs of Humbert and Yokokawa at times, and we saw with that counter-attacking opportunity from Kerr not long ago. It is a way that they can get back into the game, so they get the chance here to have a 4-0 forward with a foul, and they play it back from McDougall, so you can see the intent to play slowly out of possession, a high press from the Burgers. Do well to win the turnover. It's played into the feet of Lesiotis. Theo on the near side, picking it up and looking forward. Basetto dropping deep, Humbert making the running behind. Short for Basetto, but they weren't on the same page, and Werngle can take it forward now with Carlson. Has Hope and plays it back to him, but Theo doing well. Fulton coming across. He did also get a fair bit of Kerr as well, but the referee has called play on. So a little bit of a sloppy possession from both sides there, potentially leading to a half chance for Kerr there. Left leg. For Yokokawa, in between the lines now, and can break forward, has Humbert on, and uses it. Turning onto his right foot, playing it with his left out for Basetto. Isolating Werndl here, turning inside and out, but Carlson's there to come across and take the ball forward off the turnover, playing it inside for Hope, and now a chance forward for the home side. Has Kiflay wide, goes further forward for Kerr as they tumble down in the middle of the park. Referee plays advantage. Overlapping run from Kiflay is on, and the ball across the face, emphatically cleared by left lane. And out for a corner on the far side, the first one for Green Gully.
Good work by Ali Kiflay there. Playing in a position that he's maybe not that familiar at, but he worked so hard there and he got into a dangerous position and really needed that block of Ryan left lane there for the Burgers to make sure they're keeping this scoreline at 1-1. Talking about Gully trying to get themselves back into the game, Ari. It's the Burgers that haven't really created a chance for probably the last 10 minutes, if not more, which is quite surprising. And full credit to Gully for their defensive shape, but it's Kirko taking this in swinger. Reggae was almost on the end of it, the player that scored in this fixture last time they met to give Gully the lead. There'll be a lead change in this game tonight, as there was back in round one. Carlson can switch the play here to McDougall. And again, everyone behind the ball here for the Burgers. So John Anastasiadis is showing a fair bit of respect to this team who sit on the bottom of the table, but clearly an improving side, and they're playing some good football in possession in the last 20 minutes or so of this first half. Feel the momentum shifting a little bit, Ari?
Has been for the last 10 or so minutes, and probably more so neutralising in a sense. Heidelberg, like you mentioned, have not been able to create a clear-cut opportunity, and the home side have been defending quite well. And they were under the pump severely in the first 15 minutes, and they've just worked themselves back into the game. And if the trend continues, it could be a fortuitous sort of situation for the home side that can work themselves back into the game in the last maybe 10 or so minutes of this first half. As Hope drops, they pick up the ball. As the run from Werndl on this near side, looked to him but ignored him, and plays it inside for Kerr, who drops deep and skips away from two challenges. Brilliant. Clever footwork. Inside for Cuba.
Yes, 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 yes,
In,
yes.
for Werndl. Inboard, head instead. Cuba, switch, beautiful for Kiflay. Takes it on his chest, but Fulton coming across again. He's been spotless today. Gaining a bit of territory and heading the home side back as they work it back out through McDougall. Centre of the three at the back. Dropping deep, he's Lockhead. Turning, but facing Leslie Otis. Deciding against trying to take him on, which is probably a fair decision. Hard to beat that man. There's a turnover there from McDougall. Bramwell with a first-time effort. Tries to chip it from Johnny A as the shot went straight. Chest height to the palms of Luka Romic. And a half chance wasted for the away side as the ball flicked on for Kerr. Is brilliant. And the running behind for Cuba. Can he get through away from Collins? He's isolated by him. Turning inside, getting it back to Cuba. Werndl. Cuba. As Carlson uses in. Bit of space maybe to manufacture something. Hope. Kerr. Basetto tracking back. Kerr making his way into the box. Couple of step overs onto his right foot. Ball across the face of goal. Over the head of Lethlean. And cleared away the second time of asking. But another chance for the home side. And now it's the team in yellow being penned back into their own 18-yard box.
You can see the body language of John Anastasiadis. It says it all right now, Ari. He's looking very concerned with the trajectory of the latter part of this first half. It's Gully are on the attack here again. It's a good ball by Hope to pick out the overlapping Kiflay, the right wing back. He's just going to truck back. He didn't see anything he liked in the box. All he could see was the tall timber of Lethlean and Collins. So he decided to loft it into the box towards Cuba, which is probably a smart move in the end, and Gully can just control a bit of possession, which isn't a bad thing. McDougall who made that awful mistake giving the ball to Bramwell that went unpunished only a minute or so ago. They've given it away here again. Hope's given it to Yokokawa. Advantages made here by referee Nikolowski. But receiving from McGowan. It's a clever ball to try and find McGowan out wide, but Gully again working hard in defence, getting numbers back and getting back into possession here. As Cooper Head looks to build up through Diego Cuba. Kerr, it's a clever touch. He's turning on the style. That's not the first time tonight. And it's a clever pass to put it out in front of Lockhead. Lee was too quick and too strong, and he wins the free kick and just take the pressure off here a little bit for Heidelberg, who you wouldn't have expected this when they took the lead on 5 minutes when they were putting a barrage of attacks at Luka Romic. That they are under the pump a little bit here, Heidelberg, despite leading this 1-1-0.
It's fair to say Green Gully have been the more dominant team in the last 10 or so minutes. A couple of chances, a couple of half chances that they haven't been able to convert. And another one here potentially on offer. Kerr turning onto his right foot, getting the shot out from under his feet, but it falls for Kiflay with the wind-up and forces Souza into a relatively routine save. They have to tip over the crossbar. But again, another chance, another half chance that they got and turned into a shot on target out for their second corner of the night. And in the shadows of half-time, it would be a massive, massive time to score. Kerr. McDougall, the tallest man there. Hard to miss him. Kerr's in-swinging delivery imminent. Ball into the box, not bad. It was an acrobatic sort of clearance. It's headed back into a danger area. Kiflay onto his left, chipping the ball back in, but relatively routine, and this time into the chest of Yaron Souza, who's involved for the first time tonight. Crucial save to tip it over the bar, and then an easy collect as he rolls it out for Theo. But again, another chance for the home side, who definitely have been the better side over the last 10-15 minutes. It would be massive time to score in the shadows of half-time, but also an even worse time to concede, considering the dominance that they have had. Long ball off for Bramwell, away by McDougall. Down, Carlson, turning it over, Humbert, Yokokawa, forward for Lesiotis. Breaking forward, has McGowan, loose touch, just gets away from him, but gets it out to McGowan. Back for Lesiotis, making his way into the box, cutting it across, but Romic was there. Has to scurry back to his goal, as the ball to the back post from McGowan's not bad. Basetto just lets it run to the edge for Fulton, onto his right, inside for Humbert, tries to flick it down at hip height, couldn't quite get it out from under his feet, and Romic can gather and can regain and retain possession for the home team.
A couple of good moments for Yaron Souza at the other end of the park. Didn't think I'd be saying that, but he's still on track for his 5th clean sheet of the season and to go equal top of that stat in Victoria. But tell you what, Heidelberg needs to get it together again here. Here's Bramwell. He's had a handball. It's an offside against McGowan anyway. Eventually, the whistle does go for the free kick going the way. Green Gully. Heidelberg perplexed that wasn't given as a handball against Joe McDougall just on the edge of the area. I tell you what, being a fly on the wall in the away dressing rooms at half-time, Ari, because I fancy that Anastasiadis is about to give the most almighty spray to his charges. He might be able to save their blushes here. Oh, Maxi Basetto went his own way. You hear the reaction as the coaching staff, Johnny A and Salas Patikas and co, were watching that moment back for that handball decision that didn't go their way.
Benefits of having a monitor in the technical area.
Maybe it'll be the referee getting the sprays they go off at half-time rather than the players, but you could see how angry they were looking over there to our left in the Heidelberg technical area when Gully were having that succession of attacks. In the end, that last corner was a pretty dangerous one that Gully put in through Kerr. It was actually Bramwell getting back doing the defensive header, so he'll add to his stocks as well as he tries to regain the position as the starting striker ahead of Nico Duarte, who's not in the squad tonight, but perhaps he'll be coming back in for the coming Tuesday. Lazarus Pantelidis, our fourthie, is confirmed. It's just the additional 60 seconds at the end of this first half, which is certainly flown by, hasn't it, Ari?
It's been action-packed. Another moment could arise. Wendell doing well, winning the foul, playing it quickly. Away from there. Handbags off the ball after the play as Humbert gets away from the sliding tackle, has no options there on the left-hand side. Fulton just making his way over there now as Lesiotis' ball trying to find Yokokawa. Now finds the feet of McGowan. Yokokawa turning in on his left. Back out to his right for McGowan. Lesiotis. Theo.
Careful, Ben.
Humbert. Lesiotis. Patient build up in the shadows of half-time. Left lane. Every player pinning the home side back. Lesiotis, maybe one last chance for the away side to double their lead. In between the lines for McGowan, turning away from one tackle, not away from the second. And Kiflay's clearance spells the end of the first half, an action-packed first half at that. And it was a very, very early goal for Kieran Bramwell, the easiest of finishes. From a brilliant play by Max Basetto, giving the away side the lead. But despite that, it has been Green Gully who have had the better of things, especially in the last 15 or so minutes. interesting team for both managers coming up in thick.
See Ben Collins having a chat to referee Nikolowski about that handball that didn't go the way of the Burgers, but Heidelberg just got to focus on what they're doing right, doing wrong themselves, and they're not playing their best football. They started like a house on fire, but you could almost say, Ari, that Green Gully on the balance might have been the better side in that first half.
I think with the weight of chances, the weight of possession, it could definitely argue that. And maybe soul searching is too far, but definitely something to look at for John Anastasiadis and his coaching staff, and how they can get serious control of this game again. But half-time here.
Oh yeah, half-time here, an interesting second half. After this short break, we'll be back for the second 45 of this round 14 Senol NPL Victoria clash. Both Ari and myself, Steve Curtin, looking forward to your company for the second 45. At half-time here, it's Green Gully 0, Heidelberg United 1.
jacket's helping. It fits my toes. I know that one of the boys does, he puts the toe warmers in his shoes. Yeah. Or you have the hand warmers in your pocket. Boys, any chance you can zoom out a little bit and get a bigger picture?
As we get ready for a big second half here in round 14 on the Senol NPL Victoria. We're going to need two noise, green and white family for our mighty Green Gully Cavaliers when they take the field. Just taking a look at two other matches around the grounds this evening in the Senol NPL Victoria. Currently, Dandenong City leads at Albans Minimal, 1-0 at half-time. Bentley Greens and Caroline Springs George Cross are all locked up. But right here, right now, please welcome back your two teams to the Green Gully Reserve. Heidelberg United and your Green Gully Cavaliers!
Plays back out on the field for the second 45 of the Senol NPL Victoria Men's Friday Night Football Clash at Keilor Downs here. Green Gully trailing Heidelberg by 1-0. Kieran Bramwell opening the scoring on 5 minutes, set up by Max Pacetto. I feel like we're set for potentially an exciting second 45 here. Steve Curtin with you and alongside me. Welcome back to the broadcast edition, Ari Stamatakos.
Thank you. Sounds to be an exciting second 45, based on what we saw towards the back end of the first. Home side really getting themselves into the game, unable to find that end product, unable to make it click in their 18-yard box. But based on the trends that we saw in the latter stages of the first half, expect the home side to press and to create a few chances and trouble the Heidelberg back four.
Looks like there's no change at half-time. Green Gully continuing with their three central defenders and their wing-back system with the two mids and then the three attackers ahead of them, and Heidelberg persisting with their standard 4-2-3-1 that they play. Is that an early foul? Well, advantage is given for Heidelberg. It was Carlson who nipped in, committing the foul, but good advantage played by referee Nikolowski. You've got to weather the storm here. They don't want to be caught cold out of the dressing rooms as they were in the first 45. Here's Kerr. He had a pretty dynamic few moments in that first half. What could Gully do, do you think, Ari, to try and get their way back into this game? They've probably done it in general play, but how about on the scoreboard?
I think more of what they did in the back half of the first, really controlling possession and being efficient when they go forward in terms of getting in behind, picking the right moments, and they were slowly starting to work themselves back into the game. They have the pace in behind that ability to drop deep and using overlapping runs, the underlapping runs, the third man runs to trouble and to confuse the Heidelberg back four. So more of the same, really. As Heidelberg, we know the way that they like to, the fluidity that they like to play in possession, catching them out on transition as well is more than an opportunity. There's the ball from Fulton, intercepted, and Hope can carry the ball forward. As Lockhead short, and it's taken down by the shirt from Anthony Kerr, so foul in the middle of the park. Chance now for Green Gully to settle into this second 45 and to get a chance going forward.
Good effort, Humbert there, getting across to cover. Foul already been given away by Anthony Theo, so Gully getting the decision in any case. His creep ahead, he can switch the play to Jalil Regaig. Werndl with the first-time pass. Combining well with Kerr. That goal that he scored last week has given him a little bit of confidence that's visible. He's not quite back to his best of his best form that he showed at Avondale, but he's doing pretty well. And here's Kifley, who's getting used to that right wing-back role, who would normally play in a more central position. Lockhead is forced to go back with pressure from Lesiotis. Hope looking for options. Picks out Kerr with a wonderful pass, and he can play it out wide, and there's space and time for Thomas Werndl to try and pick out someone in the box. There was plenty of tall timber back for Heidelberg, so he elected against it. In the end, It was Regaig's shot, and then the follow-up from Cuba was blocked by Lethleen. So Green Gully just trying to keep picking up where they left off in that first half, I suppose. Keep plugging away here, Ari.
Good.
Those passes in between the lines really creating a lot of opportunities for Green Gully, getting Josh Hope on the ball, getting Oscar Carlson on the ball, really allowing them to break forward, but now it's the away side through Basetto, and his blistering pace, skipping past the defender with ease, making his way into the box, left foot across the face of goal, and it was deflected out, maybe saved out, parried out, in fact, by Luka Romic for, I think it's the 8th corner. I think that's how we were keeping track. And Marcus Humbert goes over to take once again.
I'm surprised we're up to 10 already, Ari, but yeah, another defensive moment where Gully had to really summons all of their concentration, and now to keep Max Basetto out there, he looked to turn provider again as he did on 5 minutes. In by Humbert to that back post area. Good take by Romic with the tall timber working behind him, including Lethleen, but he was quite confident backing back with the flight of the ball and making the claim. Kerr can come inside, and Diego Cuba can pick out Hope. He's dropped to the base of the midfield, just for the moment at least. Kiflay. Kiflay is sort of warming into that wing-back role, would you say, Ari? He's someone who's really good on the ball and clever, one of the underrated young midfielders probably in central areas, but he seems to be showing something in the wide areas too tonight.
I think having the physical ability that he has and the athleticism that he has allows for success in a fullback or in a wing-back position, being able to bomb up and down all day and really testing the opposition defence in an offensive perspective, but then coming out back and helping your back three defend is just so crucial, so important, probably more so than the technical ability of the player. He has both in spades, and he's playing, deputising very well tonight. Maybe it's something that Andy Vargas is looking for in the future, perhaps, or maybe it's just a kind of stopgap for tonight. But the ball from Cuba trying to find like unsuccessful all the way through for Souza, but he has shown Andy Vargas the ability to kind of be flexible with his tactical approach, with his starting 11 approach, and maybe it's an idea just for tonight, or maybe we'll see it going forward. Who knows?
Good pressure again there, Lockhead, and that man you were just talking about there, Ali Kiflay, closing down Fulton as he couldn't keep the passing lane open to pick out Basetto up the line. So Gully again, they trail this match, but in the balance of play, they are holding all the aces at the moment. This side in the midst of their worst in club history. Their favourite son as a player, now turned head coach, Andy Vargas there, showing some promising signs, and Werndl is motoring forward. He will be having his work cut out to keep this one in. He prevents the goal kick, but he's had to concede the throw-in in the process. Back to Collins, who scored that impressive header up the other end of the park in the second half when these sides met here last year. Gets that one away on the left peg. For Head and McDougall combine, and Regaig trying to bait some of these Heidelberg players out of their defensive shape. Chilly night at Keilor Downs, 11 degrees, but looking at the feels like it's only sitting on 9, so even colder than it might suggest. The digital displays here as Romic plays that one long. We have got a goal gone in around the grounds. Jim Atharinos has given Dandenong City a lead in the Croatian derby down at Frank Holohan against St Albans. Heidelberg looking to get up the park through Humbert. He just goes back to Anthony Theo, who's put in a pretty good shift playing as the right back this evening. He just joined us for the second half. Sullivan is not in the squad tonight.
Look forward.
He'll be back for the cup game on Tuesday, Ari. Who knows? Good flick on Bramwell. He picks out Yokokawa. If that was the intention, that was genius.
The ability Bramwell has as that target man, Fulton's ball up the line for Yokokawa. He's brought back for a foul. Despite the pleas from Cuba, pretty clear cut in the mind of the referee. And well, it's not a corner, it's another set piece for Marcus Humbert to try and cook something up from. It'll be a left-footed in-swinging delivery. We all know Ben Collins got on the score sheet the last time these two played. has an opportunity from a dangerous set piece to do the same. Occupying a position at the back post. Yoda short. Randy Fulton and Anthony Theo, the men behind the ball.
Dangerous moment for Gully here, Ari.
Humbert's delivery. Sitting on the penalty spot. It falls on the edge for Collins again. And a fantastic stop by Luka Romic. Much to the delight of his outfield teammates. And a massive moment in the game, and Heidelberg pressing once again.
Full credit Luka Romic there. He's in the right place, the right time to deny Collins, who his eyes lit up as that ball found its way to him in the back post. It was almost a similar position to where Gully conceded from with the free kick against Melbourne City just before half-time last week, as this is a useful ball in by Humbert. Collins' header, it's hang in the area. Header was by Cuba as Gully tried to play out from the back here, but have to just get back into their defensive shape out of possession as Sousa picks up the ball, and Anthony Theo's got plenty of space out wide right to pick out McGowan. So plenty of good options on the bench for both coaches tonight, but neither manager has decided to swing any changes just yet, either positionally or personnel-wise. So still the solitary goal here, Kieran Bramwell's 5th minute strike from almost point-blank range, set up by Max Basetto. It separates these sides in this Senol NPL Victoria men's competition. 14, just started the second half of the campaign. Basetto is showing some of his form from 2025 here as he gets to the byline and plays it across, but that one was a little bit too close to Luka Romic, who's putting in a good shift in this one, as Luka Romic seems to be getting better and better every week without Michael Weir available to Andy Vargas. Romic is doing pretty well out there, the 25-year-old.
Fantastic stop moments ago to deny Ben Collins. Could be called upon again very soon. Basetto trying to skip past Wendell. Doing well there. Getting it out for number 9, perhaps. And Marcus Humbert has been kicked off corner duties.
You heard the assistant coach there calling out, change it up.
Set up, and it will be Yonkakawa, I think it is.
Yonkakawa is such a good corner kick taker. We saw that last year. He was, before Marcus Humbert arrived at the club, he was the standard corner kick taker, and his delivery is as good as anyone, and he puts the 7-eye under this one. And look at Romic there, really commanding his area.
They're looking for Collins at the back post, another delivery in his direction. But it was the goalkeeper from the home side to come across and clear, and now Humbert has regained the duties for the away side, looking to get the ball back into the area.
Definitely double-figure corners now.
For sure. Ball into the box. 2 men rise and clear it on the second effort. Falling on the edge of the box and clearing away was Cuba, just skipping away from Kerr and Fulton. Can restart, recycle possession with his fullback companion Anthony Theo, spraying it out wide. Beautiful touch from Yokokawa. Fulton, as McGowan short, ignores him. Back to Lesiotis. Does he play forward or back? Tries to play forward, but Kifle getting in front. Kerr taking it down on his chest brilliantly, and Hope playing inside away from left lane. And a chance now for Green Gully. Can he play the ball through for Kerr? He can. Was he fouled after the pass? Referee plays advantage. Kerr turning back onto his right foot and trying to skip pass. And seen out for a corner. And the first card of the night will be shown to the Heidelberg number 4, Ryan Lethlean.
Good refereeing in the end there to play the advantage. It was a tough one to call. It was probably almost 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, but it was the right call to let the play flow as Kerr was throwing the step-overs at a couple of Heidelberg defenders there.
He's the man over the corner. Low-driven effort, nearly flicked onto the near post, but it skipped all the way through to the far side.
Wow.
That looked like it could have gone anywhere.
How did that get through that crowded penalty area? I'll never know. I mean, it was coming through at a rate. And it comes away by left lean.
That had so much venom. That was hit it.
Too hot to handle.
That was insanely quick.
There's Kerr right in front of Andy Vargas' technical area. He's playing with a bit of enthusiasm and passion on the ball tonight, Kirker, that we haven't seen from him since he started wearing the green and white stripes.
Shape, get the shape.
So again, everyone behind the ball here in yellow shirts. Heidelberg's substitutes are warming up to our left, so it won't be long until we see Johnny A make a change or two, especially with cup football coming up on Tuesday. But at the moment, his mind will be solely occupied on making sure he gets the 3 points in the bag tonight after dropping 2 this time last week in a game they're expected to win against the Bentley Greens. Yokokawa, this is encouraging here for Heidelberg. McGowan, Yokokawa still full of running on the overlap. Basetto back to goal. He can lay it off here to McGowan. He's the Burgers' top scorer. Oh, a good hit by Humbert, but again, Luka Romic getting everything behind him.
Whatever John Anastasiadis has said to his side in the halftime break has worked so far. They have been the better team. As Basetto puts a foot in front and retaining possession. Lesiotis on the edge of the box! Not far away at all. Rattles the advertising boards to the right of Luka Romic.
Well, it was going so quick that Luka Romic just... He'd given up on that one. There was no point going for the big Hollywood dive there, was there? It was either a goal or a goal kick.
Rooted to the spot. And they are well and truly on top of things right now. Heidelberg have only won 1 in their last 3 against the depleted South Melbourne side, as mentioned in the first half. So they almost desperately need to get back into the winners' books. The left lane, the direction of Basetto. If they does well, and Humbert combining with Basetto to win back possession. Bramwell turning it over. Carlson skipping forward in a Bramwell-Basetto sandwich, and it's the ladder. We can take the ball forward. Theo, McGowan, short on the edge for Humbert. Couldn't quite flick it on in the direction of Yokokawa. Lesiotis was there if he'd skipped all the way through. The home side will get possession from the throw.
Be interesting if Gully were able to get a goal back in this one and maybe get a point off one of the favourites for the Premiership and Championship in NPL Victoria. It'd also be the first time these sides have played out a draw in NPL Victoria in almost 7 years to the day. 7 years since they played a 1-1 draw here at this venue. In fact, it was at Olympic Village. Tom Cale and T-Boy Kamara scoring that day back on the 1st of June 2019. Remarkably, they haven't played a draw since, but Heidelberg have gone on to win 6 of their last 7, so history is not really sitting on the side of the Cavaliers. Can they just spring an extra big surprise tonight as Kirker gets in possession? Again, everyone behind the ball in the yellow shirts, happy to sit and absorb. Pick up possession here. Bramwell's got no one ahead of him. He can put it out in front of McGowan, who was galloping forward down the right-hand side, and here come the charges. There's a couple of runners. Instead of making the run wide left, but they couldn't pick out anyone in the yellow shirts there. And Josh Hope, his skin shirt underneath the T-shirt has got that many tears in it on the sleeves. Looks like the mummy out there at the moment, Ari.
There's an interesting look. Humbert can take possession. Lesiotis, a rare 4-way forward for him. Plays it through for Basetto. Left foot across the face for Humbert. Big chance. Falls for Yokokawa. Couldn't quite get it out from under his feet. It was McGowan, in fact. And it's out for a corner, much to the dismay of the home side. But another turnover in transition, creating a big chance. And they are pressing in a big way.
I wonder if Humbert was clipped there. He didn't really put in any appeals for a spot kick there, but he did come up holding his foot, and again the coaching staff are poring over the replay screen on the Surface Pro there on the bench. Right to our left, there's 1 or 2 shakes of the head as they get ready to take this corner. It's a different routine again. This one's back to Anthony Theo, who gets the ball in. Good flick on by Brownwell. Well, initially, good idea, but execution was poor.
In the meantime, that looks to be a change for the away side. Chock Dow, the man warming up, so he'll be introduced any moment.
Who would you bring off the Chock Dow at the moment, Ari?
Well, for position, it is Max Basetto, but he's just been so electric on this left-hand side. His pace is really troubling the home side, so maybe it will be McGowan on that right-hand side, or Do they switch something up, maybe play Becerra a little bit more centrally, depending on what they want to do maybe for the game on Tuesday nights? As Romic's ball back in, Kerr with a beautiful vertical leap, flicking it on to Lockhart and winning the foul.
You mentioned Tuesday night, Ari. Heidelberg would love that second goal, and they could just feel a little bit more comfortable about getting the job done here. Not totally uncomfortable on the 1-goal lead, to be honest, but the paperwork is in. So we've got confirmation of who is coming off, Ari.
We'll find out in a moment. As Kerr will take this set piece, Becerra the one-man wall. Potentially his last involvement for the game. Kerr's delivery. It's a not bad teasing effort, and it was Josh Hope flying across the face. Any touch and it would have caused Yaron Souza all sorts of trouble, but it just skipped through to the Heidelberg goalkeepers. Becerra lays it through for Lesiotis, and skipping away from one and another, and Lesiotis maybe got a bit too clever for his own good, but winning his team a throw in the meantime.
That was a great ball from Kerr. Really put it right in the danger zone. That corridor of uncertainty, and Souza definitely breathing a sigh of relief when that one came to a stop.
Cower ball in the direction of Becerra. Cuba can pick up the second ball and win his side corner. Throw in run.
Going to get that change now. So it is Max Becerra coming off. Chocked out. Will get his opportunity.
Substitution for Heidelberg
I'm not sure if he'll want to come off. He's playing super well, but managing the minutes he would fancy so that he can start again on Tuesday night and see them through to the semi-finals of the Doherty Cup and also the national round of 32 in the National Cup competition, the Hahn Australia Cup. And it's been a good performance by Becerra. An assist last Friday night, and another assist tonight. Getting the high fives from all of the staff in the technical area. So what can Gully muster up here? The first touch by Kerr. He couldn't find Hope though, and Humbert is the beneficiary. Chocked out with his first touch off the bench. Finding a space here for the Tasmanian Fulton to gallop forward. Chocked out, full of running. Drags the ball and drags the defender and plays it across the face, and the overhead by McGowan. That would have been something special.
Audacious. We love to see acrobatics.
Didn't think it was high enough to go for that kind of kick either, but he managed to contort his body into getting an attempt that was almost on target. Did Jay McGowan.
Fulton now. They're just seeming to get a bit of confidence in their game, a bit of pep in their step. It's Dow's first real involvement. Getting possession and playing it back for Collins. Theo has McGowan or Humbert inside. Goes for the ladder. Back to the fullback. And Humbert looking to flick it on for the underlapping run from Anthony Theo. And stepping industriously across and conceding the foul.
Well, that overhead by McGowan, I can't remember seeing an overhead kick similar to that. It was almost like he used his opponent to push off and launch a little bit, and he sort of took off the ground in a horizontal lift-off pattern rather than a vertical one, Ari, and he made a decent contact onto the cross too. It was just a shame he couldn't get it on target. So I wish I had a second camera angle of that one as well. It was very unique, that attempt.
It's a sign of a man and a team in confidence as Humbert steps in front. Yokokawa has that man McGowan across the face of goal, and Romic kind of parried it behind himself, and it nearly found its way into the back of the net, but it cleared off the last line, and now they can go on the counter, the home side. It was Lockhead who was dispossessed by Lethlean, stepping in front there. Theo picking the ball up and playing it to Humbert and getting it back from Humbert, and tries to search the ball through for the number 8. But stepping in front there brilliantly was Reggae. Now for a throw on the far side.
It was a strange save by Romic. He had to try and get himself in line, get the body behind the shot, and he did so, but he definitely didn't hold the shot. He didn't parry it either, and it really stayed in the danger zone there. I think it was McDougall or one of his other defenders getting back to clear away the danger. Oh, Crucial clearance by Cooper Head that time. Gets it up and over the crossbar. We have got another change coming up here.
Substitution for Heidelberg United coming off number 9, Kieran Bramwell, replaced by number 16.
This has taken even the ground announcer by surprise, because we didn't see the number 16 in the matchday squad on dribble beforehand. Obviously neither had the ground announcer, who has just quoted number 16 will be coming on. Nico Duarte, he's out there after all.
The joys of the Senol NPL Victoria League.
It's not quite the chaos of the starting lineups between the Heidelberg women's on Tuesday night, who never actually arrived in dribble on the kick-off time, but in the Nike FC Cup against Avondale. But so Nico Duarte, we quoted that he was out of the squad altogether. He's out there now. Bramwell is off.
Maybe wearing a hoodie or a beanie to disguise his appearance. Couldn't quite spot him in the warm-up. There's the corner from Dow. Falls on the edge for Fulton, who turned the ball over to Kerr, and Lizzie Otis stepping in front brilliantly, and McGowan straight from the inside position. Letting the ball run from 400.
This one's definitely gone, hasn't it?
Seemed a pretty clear impact in the play. So
there's a fair bit of chaos going on out there. We've got players coming on that weren't listed on the match team sheet. We've got... you talk about disguises. I wonder if Altona Magic coach Goran Molzanowski can rent one of those disguises as well, so we can get along and do some coaching from the sidelines in some capacity, or in the dressing room on the weekend for their next game when they're at home tomorrow against Hume City tomorrow evening.
Well, if Duarte can appear from nowhere, it's not out of the question, as he is now with his first involvement of the night, and his right-footed effort rolling well and truly wide. A bit of handbags in the aftermath of that.
There's argy going on out there, mate. What's
like a Cuba, perhaps?
It is Cuba, yeah. I'm not sure what the beef is between those two. Unless they had a coming together back when they met in round one. They probably wouldn't have crossed paths too many times. Other than that, here's Fulton. Chopped down the substitute. Showing some toe, but Gully able to get back and clear it into touch. A modest crowd of brave souls who are here on this cold evening in Keilor Downs. And if you're tuning in on the live stream, Senol NPL Victoria match, I hope you are enjoying this one. It's been a gripping contest so far. Duarte looking to break the game open, coming off the bench. Josh Hope juggles it away, but nothing as far as Theo, and Collins can just play it back to Sosa at all purple, who hasn't had a touch for the last 10 minutes or so. Gonna loft it forward. Kifley and Fulton, no one got a touch on it. It's going to be a Green Gully throw.
Kifley will take Josh Hope, dropping deep, asking for the ball. Carlson slightly ahead of him to the direction of Kerr. Being grappled there by Fulton. Turning away was Lockhead and playing it into the path of Kerr. And playing a beautiful ball through for Wendell. If he can get through away from Anthony Theo, he can't. And that was nearly a moment of magic from Kerr. Setting up his fullback. And just a glimmer of hope there for a side that is just slowly fading out of this contest. Hope couldn't quite win it in the air. Dow doing well until Hope stepped in front and won the ball back. Carlson back from McDougall in the middle of the park. Regat, Cuba, short for Lockhead, who dropped deep. Kerr skipping past Fulton, not quite. And they're claiming handball, and the linesman and referee in unison say yes, and a dangerous set piece which Kerr earns and will take and send into the box, you'd think.
Cracking first touch again by Kerr. You can see he's got his confidence up. Noticed that a couple of times now. That first touch there, with Fulton coming to close him down, stopped it absolutely dead. As a result, free kick for the handball. Interesting duel going on as well between Fulton and Hope. Fulton playing that inside right role. The two Tasmanians going toe-to-toe several times in the recent phases. But it's going to be a delivery from Lockhead, punched away by Sozo, who was collected in the process of clearing the ball. It's going to be a foul for sure for Heidelberg.
Some handbags in the aftermath, perhaps?
See who the player who collected the goalkeeper was. It's a shirt front was the quote we're hearing from the Burgers technical area. There's some heavy contact. Soza had to keep his eye on the ball. Just using the process of elimination to work out who this player is. I can't see Jalil Regay back in his defensive position. Seems like a likely suspect. No, he's back up on his feet, so it must be Diego Cuba. Throwing his weight around tonight.
Flung himself towards the ball. He was very nearly there to win that header. And any touch millimetres before the ball reached the arms of Aaron Sosa would have steered it into an empty net. Breaking play for both sides to collect their thoughts. 15 minutes or so to play.
Gully pondering a change. You can see Andy Vargas has got the notepad out.
If you are Andy Vargas, what change would you be making? Perhaps Bilal Habib coming off the bench, providing a bit of pace, physicality, getting in behind?
I'd love to see a little bit of Bilal Habib up against his old side of a couple of seasons ago. It could be the moment for him to step up and bury one for his new side. But yeah, he didn't see the pitch last week, and I just wonder if perhaps Bilal is maybe perhaps being readied for maybe a move in the mid-season transfer window and hence not playing the same amount of minutes you would expect. So we've got another big contact here. This time it's Anthony Theo who's down.
Casualties everywhere. The game has gotten very physical very quickly.
It's been a tense second half, and no one's been able to break this game open, and the longer it stays just at the solitary goal margin in favour of Heidelberg, the longer you think that Gully will just fancy themselves to just pinch one on the law of averages over the balance of play in the 90. Here's Cooper Head, the South Melbourne midfielder slash defender, has just kicked that one straight to Sosa, so a real pressure release there for Heidelberg, who say thank you very much, as Andy Vargas is getting closer to making a change, and it's probably one that we would have expected to happen, which would be Ashton Alawalia, a versatile player who's pretty useful anywhere in midfield. I wonder if Kiflade might be the player sacrificed. He's had to do a lot of work in that wing-back role. Now here's McGowan. Lesiotis not far away from making it two. Just teed up well. Need to break stride there, and he hit it pretty well. Just couldn't quite get the ball up and down again.
Frustrations from the home technical area. They know that one goal margin is so dangerous in a game like this. 1/2 chance for Green Gully and 3 points. That looks pretty comfortable, can turn into one very quickly. Ball up in the direction of Hope. Theo can quite control it on his chest. Swergle on the far side will bring the ball back into play for Carlson. For Reggae. McDougall has Head on the near side. Keeps Head short to Kiflade. Chuck it out by Dow. Will be a double change for the home side as Mitchell Press sees the ball out of play, much to the applause of Johnny 8.
Well, this is the change we wanted, wasn't it, Ari? Bilal Habib, he's coming on against his former side. He's had a couple of clubs since then, a brief stint at South Melbourne in the post-season tournament, the Australian Championships, where he did get himself on the score sheet for South, and some eye-catching moments at Paisley Park for Altona last year, but he's out there now. Alawalia is on. He'll be going to 4 at the back here. Alawalia stepping into midfield and Cooper Head coming off.
Ashton Alawalia.
Shows the intent from Andy Vargas. Dow turning inside brilliantly onto his right foot and once more, and getting the shot out from under his feet, and it deflected off the hamstrings of Marcus Humbert by the looks of things. Well, Robbins was good enough to see it out. Werndl turning the ball over, looking for a bib. There for Humbert. Collins in left lane can recycle possession. Inside for Yokokawa. Dow isolated with Kiflay. Assessing his options. Duarte in the box. Turning in on his right foot and having an effort. And it wasn't that far away. He has been dangerous since his introduction into this match. And that was potentially the biggest chance of his night so far.
He's turned into shooting practice out there for Chop Dow. If Gully give him any more opportunities, he's definitely going to punish them eventually. He can hit a ferocious ball when he gets his timing right. That's a great touch from Josh Hope. He picks out Kiflay. He's got Kirker ahead of him, but it's read best by Fulton, who finds the substitute Chop Dow. Duarte, the fellow substitute, good. Complete the nutmeg on Kiflay. Kiflay is now being forced to operate as a genuine right back, and Werndl as a left back, with just the two central defenders after Cooper Head's departure. This is an enterprising ball out in front of Yokokawa. Just didn't quite have the legs to get there. So that double move by Andy Vargas is looking like we're going to see a counter move by Johnny A. Back to double change, Ari.
Substitutions galore. We'll get confirmation of that in a moment. The ball searching for Hope. His touch just gets away from him, and Collins. How about that from the big centre half? Rouletting out of danger, but turning the ball over. Hope. Alawalia. Out for Werndl. And there's a gap through the middle, which wasn't able to be exploited by the run of Cuba, but it's Habib turning inside and winning the foul off Jay McGowan, who will be cautioned. So the second yellow card for the evening.
Instant impact from Bilal Habib. He likes receiving the ball in that area wide left and coming inside. He was so dangerous in that position for the Altona Magic. It's like an underperforming or not a top performing side at least last season. So a couple of yellow cards now. Lean and McGowan both booked. Wendell's ball into the box, a little bit too close to Souza again. So Akil Rafi, the 23-year-old, is going to get his opportunity. This is Angus Taylor, the 23-year-old from New South Wales, arriving via Tassie. Olympic Village getting their chance to come on here away from home at Keilor down. So Fulton's night is done. He's had a busy evening as well. Maybe again, as we were saying, maybe one eye on the cup on Tuesday. Fulton will be fresh for that one. Top scorer Jay McGowan comes off as well.
Looks to be Marcus Humbert deputising a left fullback for the time being, as two midfield players make way or get brought into the 11. Souza's ball for Dow, running out of real estate.
It's like Angus Taylor's. There's no Joseph Lee in the lineup tonight, who's been in reasonable scoring form in the cup competition. So it looks like Angus Taylor's going to be lining up as the right winger out there on the far side. So three of the front four have been switched up for Johnny A. Hope looking for his first goal of the season still. So inside 10 minutes of regulation time for Gully to find a goal that could see them snatch a point here against the 2025 NPL Victoria champions. Something to boost their confidence, Ari.
Would be momentous. They have been in winning positions 4 times this season. Just have not been able to capitalise. They're going to have to do it from behind tonight if they're going to make something happen out of nothing. but they have shown glimpses that they can produce a moment of magic. They do have talent up front. In the direction of Bilal Habib, Theo steps in front. Down the upper power. As wants to play the ball quick, but referee says bring that back for action.
Yeah, good free kick for Heidelberg to win here, really. Just control the tempo. Not far away from being job done. 1-0 win will do here. That is fine. They just need to get the points. They're not going to be too fussed about racking up a massive goal difference at Kilo Downs tonight, even though that might be nice if it does get close at the end of the season. But it is pretty tight between Oakley and Hume and Heidelberg here tonight in those top 3 places in the league. The substitute Alawalia bide his time on the bench before coming on again tonight. First time passes from Hope. Alawalia wants to play it back to him. Hope had to get his feet right. He did pretty well. Come off a yellow shirt. No, it didn't. Hope's not happy with the decision. Mr. Nikolovsky in the middle. He says, no, it did come off you guys last. It's a burger's throat. Andy Vargas, fair to say, he's not too pleased with the decision.
Claiming double noise.
Good to get Snicko out.
Oh no, ultra edge. That would be entertaining, although I'm not sure that would be the best thing.
But doing VAR for throw-ins. The first league to do it.
Game's gone for 4 hours. We'd be here next week. But in front of Kirk, winning the throw.
A touch from assistant coach Savas Patikas there. He just accidentally see that one go over the advertising hoardings and just slow things down a little bit. There's only just over 5 minutes to go, so the second half is racing by as well. Hope you're enjoying this one, keeping warm at home. Steve Curtin and Ari with you tonight, and we've been treated to a ripping contest tonight, haven't we, Ari?
Fiery affair. It's gotten more spicy as the minutes have ticked on and as both sides are getting more and more desperate for a result. I just feel like there is some fireworks left in this game. Kiflay inside for Hope, who tries to spray it first time out for Habib, but stepping in front was Theo, combining with Angus Taylor. And running towards the byline. Inside for Duarte, but couldn't quite find that ahead of Regaig. Theo in front of Habib. Chance for Heidelberg to go forward now, but turned over in Cuba. Forward now for the home side. Hope couldn't quite get there. Ahead of Collins. Now back to McDougall. Wants her to present. Her does present. And the touch just sees the ball skip away from him, and potentially the very symbolic of the evening for the Cavaliers. Doing so well in the initial stages of possession, but just unable to find that final third breakthrough.
It's a fun fact, you might be able to see at the junction of the halfway line and the touchline there. You can see the remnants of the paint there. This pitch was actually brought in narrower for the game against Melbourne City last week, just to try and give Green Gully something to work with and maybe a bit of a home ground advantage against a more technical, skilled team. And they've kept it that way tonight. It might have cost them on that last phase of play where Kirk ran out of room in front of Andy Vargas in the technical area there. But nonetheless, they're back in possession here, and they're going to try and create something on this right-hand side. Kirkhurst going to try and move past the makeshift Humbert at left back. Not his preferred position. Bilal Habib, can he pull the trigger here against his former side? He decides to lay it off to Hope. In by Werndl. It's away by Rafi.
Get in!
Habib. Seems like a magnet to the ball at the moment, Bilal Habib, but it's a terrible giveaway. Collins hasn't really got a lot of options ahead of him. He'll get there first and mop up.
It's going to have to be a moment of individual brilliance, you'd think, for the home side if they were able to get something out of nothing here. And they do have the talent to do so. Bilal Habib, who's on the ball now, scored a last-minute winner in the Australia Championship for South Melbourne late last year against Sydney Olympic. So he is capable of producing a moment of magic. And he's going to need to do just that if the Cavaliers are going to get an all-important point at home. They've only scored 2 goals at home all season.
Unbelievable stat that, isn't it? Unbelievable.
It is staggering. And based on the way that they've played tonight, you wouldn't think that that is the case. But just goes to show just how competitive this league is, I guess. You need to be at 100%, otherwise teams will punish and will not allow you any real chances going forward. But it looks to be the home side now pressing in the shadows of full time. Habib in between the lines. Carlson has Kiflay, looked for him, but Humbert stepping in front. Doziotis, Yokokawa, Carlson doing well. And it was Kiflay in a tangle with Yokokawa. The ball over the top is not bad, and it skips away from Doziotis. Was it Hope who made the run in behind? Referee says no foul. And that, a massive moment in this contest. Yaron Souza off his line, rapidly getting the all-important touch. And that could have been a massive moment. Humbert breaking it forward now. Beautiful ball over the top for Dow. Romic under some pressure. Tries to play it out for Kiflay.
Well, what a good moment that was for Gully. Kerr was in possession. Josh Hope just pointed like he was a AFL full forward on a lead. He just pointed and said, "Put it out here in front of me, son." Kerr put the perfect elevation on it. Very nearly perfect elevation. Souza was able to get his hands on the football just before contact was made with Josh Hope. So good decision, Alex Nikolowski, to signal play on. No penalty for Gully. Vargas would have liked to have seen Mr. Nikolowski point to the spot, give Gully the chance to level things up from 12 yards. It wasn't to be. Just over a minute to go in regulation time here, Ari. So, as we said, there's still time. There'll probably be 4, maybe 5 minutes added at the end of the 90, perhaps. There's been a few substitutions and a couple of injury delays. Towards the last roll, the last time, though. This is Werndl. He couldn't keep the ball in play, so again, the narrow touch lines might have caught Gully out here.
Be careful what you wish for. The grass isn't always greener, as they say.
It isn't good nick here, though. We'll give him that.
Yes. It's a fantastic spot. And now that I've seen it, I can't unsee it.
There you go. 4 minutes added on. We've got another goal around the ground. St Albans have equalised. Nicholas Cook, 59 minutes. It's 1-1, cancelling out the goal by Atherinos. And Frank Holohan. So close one down there, but it's a nail-biting finish here.
There will be a last roll of the dice substitution for the home side imminently. As Kerr, Alawalia, the base of midfield, and his whole front line, single gap. Carlson, McDougall, Rega. When does it get the last roll of the dice stages? They're still being patient with their build-up. They're still working their way through it, not rushing it, not trying to force the issue. Habib has Werndl on the far side, gets to him via Hope, and the bouncing ball finds Hope again, just on the edge of the box. Werndl's ball along the ground, coming across to Yokokawa, but clearing out only as far as the fullback. Hope turning onto his right foot and trying to deliver the ball to the back post for Kiflay, but just had too much of it. And there will be a last roll of the dice change. Nathan Symes will be introduced into the game for Diego Cuba. A striker coming off for a central midfielder, and that shows everything that needs to be seen. They've got almost 3 number 9s on the field right now with the talent of Hope. There's a lot of quality for Green Gully to manufacture something out of nothing here.
Symes, he got a bit of extra time. He played a half in the 23s last weekend after coming on late in the senior match last Friday night. Alawalia is going to win the free kick on the halfway line. Gully need to take this one quickly. So it is 4 minutes of added time. We've already played 2 minutes of that, so 120 seconds left here as Bilal Habib strides forward, shrugs off one challenge, and then another goes to ground. Referee says all ball. That's a relief for the Burgers, who are having a much more nervy finish than even their biggest pessimistic fan would have imagined tonight. Choctow's got an opportunity here to run and jug McDougall. McDougall gets back. Well played by the West Aussie. This is just about last roll of the dice time here. Carlson, a nice little turn in the centre of the park. Kirk can play it out wide to Bilal Abib. This is his time to shine here. Just decides to go for the easy pass rather than the mazy run. McDougall's got it all in front of him. A raking switch of play, or he finds Kirk out in front of the players' race. He's got tailored a bit, gets the cross in. It's picked off by Rafi, who smashes it as far as he can. Anywhere will do now for the Burgers. Didn't think we'd be saying that either at the end of the 90 tonight, Ari.
Last roll of the dice, you'd think. Romic has a long, loopy delivery into the Habib direction. It falls over the top for Werndl, who lays it inside for Symes. Couldn't quite get there. It was Anthony Theo desperately coming across and falling to the ground in agony, and that will force the referee to stop play. Hopefully just cramp for the fullback, who's put in an almighty shift tonight.
This is just going to add more time on here, so well, they're asking for a change to be made. Heidelberg going to have to bring out the trainer. Wayne Morris is ready to come out with the first aid kit. Time for the pickle juice, but there's only seconds left here at the most. Heidelberg only fractions away from making it 7 wins in their last 8 against Green Gully.
Yeah, still down.
See Bilal the Bib trying to
hurry him.
He's done a power of work tonight, and he hasn't been a regular in the squad of late. He did start in that game away at Georgie's where he played well, but preferring Carlo Sullivan in the last couple of matches. This is it now. Last roll of the dice. That's away by Lethlean. That's an important header. Duarte trying to get on the end of it. Oh, he's just about poleaxed Oscar Carlson. Play onto the call. But can just put this one into the player's creek if he needs. Gets the throw in. They're going to take as long as they can to launch this one back into play.
Humbert bringing the ball back into play. Duarte controlling it on his thighs, and just anywhere will do, as it skips just about out for a goal kick, but the referee putting whistle to his mouth. Maybe one last foray forward. No, it will not happen. And a feisty affair ends in a narrow victory for Heidelberg United after a 5th-minute goal by Kieran Bramwell. And despite not getting the result, the home side did play well enough to earn the result, in my opinion, but the quality was enough for the away side to do what they needed to do.
And that's it, and it's Kieran Bramwell's strike in the 5th minute. It seems like so long ago when that ball flew into the net. Many people here in sections of the crowd would have imagined that, given the early breaking of the deadlock in this game, that Heidelberg might have notched up a 6-love-style tennis set score, or maybe a cricket score of 10 or more. But nonetheless, Gully put in a really good performance. They were caught out early, but they clawed their way back. And if you're a Gully fan tuning in, you would have seen plenty to like, apart from their result tonight, I think, Ari, with a big match coming up in the Maltese Derby at Fraser Rise against Caroline Springs George Cross next Saturday night. Could they be perhaps on for their first win of the season in that one?
They've built very well over the last couple of weeks. A tactical change from Andy Vargas to that back 5 or back 3 has worked well for them, and they've shown glimpses of quality as well again against a very strong opposition in Heidelberg tonight. Kerr was ever so dangerous. Josh Hope in midfield had his chances. We saw Elliot Kifley deputising a right full back and putting in an immense shift. So there is some promise. It just hasn't happened for them on the scoreboard, and the points aren't racking up. But if they keep playing the way that they're playing, especially like they have over the last fortnight or so, things will be looking up. But unfortunately, not tonight.
And then they've got matches coming up back here the following week on the Friday night against Avondale. They have got good results against Avondale in the past. Then there is a week off for catch-up games. Time for Andy Vargas to do some work with the boys, extra time on the training track, and then they'll be playing a difficult fixture, Saturday afternoon football away at Broadmeadows against Hume City. Heidelberg tonight, the player that was the game breaker for me, I have to say, is Max Basetto. He was motoring early, and he was subbed out late on to be fresh for Tuesday night's Cup game. That should be a beauty. The winner of that one going through the semis of the Doherty Cup and the national round of the Australia Cup. That's 7:30 on the Football Victoria live stream. Coming from Olympic Village. Get out there if you can, though, against the Bentley Greens. George Katsakis and John Anastasiadis going toe-to-toe for the second time in as many weeks. And they've got both of the Dandenong sides coming up after that. The Thunder at home, Dandy City away, the week off, and then Preston Lions. A 3 p.m. Saturday afternoon game out at Olympic Village. That should be a beauty as well between those two sides. What a big game they played out in the final series last year. But Heidelberg getting the job done, and winning ugly is what you have to do sometimes, Ari, and that's probably what they've done tonight.
It's a sign of a good side. Teams that don't necessarily play their best but still get the results, especially away from home against a team that are desperate for results, like Green Gully were tonight.
Plenty of good football coming up in the Senol NPL Victoria men's competition. You can flick over to that match. Dandenong City and St Albans, that one is still in progress. Tomorrow at 6:15, it's Altona Magic and Hume City. Sunday, 2 games happening simultaneously at 3 o'clock. Melbourne City and Dandy Thunder. Preston Lions and Oakley Cannons. What a beauty that match was in the elimination final last year. And Monday night football again at South Melbourne against Avondale. South Melbourne, and of course we wish them good luck in the OFC Pro League final against Auckland. That match will be on Sunday as well. But time to wrap up here from Keilor Downs. Thanks for your company tonight on the live stream. Big thanks to you, Ari, as well. It's been great working together for the first time tonight in this match. It's been a beauty, and hats off to, in the end, to Heidelberg United getting the result. So we'll sign it off here. Ari Stamatakos and Steve Curtin, thanking you for your company. We hope you've kept warm at home and you've been entertained. From Keilor Downs, wishing you a good evening with a full-time score. Green Gully 0, Heidelberg United 1.
Yeah.